Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome to the video today. So as you can see, got the sketchbook out, and if you've been looking at any of the videos coming out lately, you guys know that I have been doing the World Watercolor Challenge, the World Watercolor Month Challenge with Daniel Smith. I'll flash it up on the screen. It gives you prompts for every day, and it also gives you colors to coincide with. Some days I have done the colors, and some I have not, depending on what was going along with each one. But I'll show you where we're at this point. Some of you may have seen videos out with these. This was actually day 2, so I've got to make up some days, and actually, so it's July 11th right now, and so I'm going to be doing that prompt, which is spicy today, but I do have some to go back and make up for still. This is the first time I've ever done a challenge, so you guys will have to bear with me. I'm not good at doing these yet, but I want to get better at following through with these challenges. And also a goal is to not let perfectionism get too involved. Like pick the picture, pick whatever the prompt is, do it the best of your ability and move on. And so again, so day 2 is espresso. And I realized and saw the challenge on day 2. So I just didn't get a chance to go back and do day 1 at this point. But even though I missed the first day, I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. So again, this is espresso. And then this one is ripple, the little boat with the ripples in there. And this sketchbook too, I don't know if you guys have ever used this sketchbook. It is Stillman and Byrne, the beta series, and it's really good all around, but it's not like a proper watercolor sketchbook, and so it's been giving me a little bit of problems. As you can see, it's not like the smoothest washes and stuff like that, but I'm going to not let it get me down. I'm going to just keep on going with it. So day 4 was fade, so I did some blue jeans, faded blue jeans, and then lock was day 5. This is really fun, doing all the distressed wood and the metals and stuff in there. And all of these I did record, so I'm thinking about doing like a weekly recap video each week and going through and showing like highlights. Let me know if anybody's interested in that. And we've got hat for day 6. And we've got melt for day 7. And see, and you can tell like with the sky with this paper, it's not the easiest to blend with. So it's been a challenge, I guess, a true challenge to work with and try to blend with and stuff. So, I guess it's all going to make you stronger, right? That's the way I look at it. So day 8 was tired. It's a little baby that is yawning. I got to go back and finish that one. Home is day 9, and this one I really like it to me. And we're just trying to do a simple home, like cookie cutter home. And because it was so flat, like blends, I was having such a problem. So I ended up going in with gouache, which is, opaque watercolor. So, whatever, it's done. So day 10, yesterday's turtle. So I've got these drawn out. I need to go back and draw out number 1, which is day number 1 is radiance. That's the only one I don't have drawn out, except we're going to draw day 11 out right now, and then we will paint that together. So I already got the prompt picked out, I've already got the prompt. The prompt is spicy, and so I've already got the picture picked out. I will put it on the screen right now. It is, I don't know if I'm going to do that little green stem that's at the top that kind of looks like one eyebrow. I think I'm just going to keep it with the two cut open peppers and the bottom one making a smiley face. I don't have as much room because the turtle's kind of easing into that one. So it's going to be just short and sweet. I think it should have two of its eyebrows. It just looks kind of funny. So I want it, I don't know if it's meant to look like a smiley face, but I'm going to keep it that way. So let's get the pencil. And eraser. I have been using, usually I have, what is it, like 3H lead, and this one is my favorite pencil, but I've really been into the Graph Gear, the mono, which I think it's supposed to, like, you're not supposed to have to extend the lead if you don't want to. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this pencil. Absolutely love it. That and this, it's like, can't live without. I did have this at work with me, if you can see, like, so that the other pencil I had not yours on there. Still, people would use them anyway. Okay, so we'll do a quick sketch of these guys. So we've got the open peppers. I'm gonna, again, this is about not being a perfectionist and getting in there and getting it done, right? So kind of touching right here. I think with watercolor, a lot of the beauty gets lost when you tend to be too tight and rigid on it. And just in art in general, like a lot of the times when you don't give stuff as much thought, is when you find that you can surprise yourself and come up with some really, really great things, I think. Isn't it funny? Does anyone else feel like when you, like, sometimes, like, the one that I'm like, wow, that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so easy. I'm going to bang that one out. It's going to be really great. And then that's the one that they ended up having, like, the hardest time either blending or, like, getting done. I feel like sometimes, I don't know if it's us getting in our own heads or if it is that I don't know why that is, but I think it happens to me a lot. The ones that I tend to have a bigger problem with getting done sometimes is the ones that I thought I'd have the easiest time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, that's why it's important just to, as long as something's interesting to you and you're inspired by it, to kind of go for it, because it's not always going to work out the way you think. It might be a lot easier than you think. It might turn out a lot better than you think. You just got to go for it. And I'm really trying to, this is why this challenge too, is I'm really trying to do more stuff in the sketchbook, like drawing almost every day if I can help it, and just doing a lot more instead of gearing up and being so overly selective and being so much harder on myself. I'm just trying to have more fun and get in there and try more things. And I think usually, it's kind of a happier, you have a better time doing it usually. And things will surprise you a lot of the times. Okay, so we've got the cut open ones there, and it's kind of like, get a little bit, it's not gonna, hard to draw or talk and draw. Either I'm babbling nonsense or I'm silent. I'm trying to get better at it. Hence this video talking while I'm doing it. If it goes south in certain parts, then I can just narrate it, right? I tend to like more videos. People are talking while they're, explaining what they're doing and that sort of thing while they're drawing and painting. I think it takes some getting used to, so giving it a whirl. So again, I'm not trying to be super detailed with this drawing. I am just trying to and to get a good likeness for what I am seeing. And that is it. Okay, so we've got the drawing pretty much done. I guess I could draw, there's like a couple of wrinkles in here. We can draw those lightly. Dark there, kind of dark in here. Kind of got these. And I don't think I need to draw like the highlights and stuff like that. I think we do need to get some of this graphite off of here, or not to do good things. So pretty much red and green, and maybe a little bit of the maybe with some of the inside of the pepper things, maybe a little buff titanium and white or yellow-ish kind of in here. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't paint a lot with red. So it will be interesting. Plus this, like I said, this sketchbook alone has been very challenging. So let me see, make sure. Okay, so you guys can kind of see into here, right here off to the side. I've got my two different palettes. So this one has got Daniel Smith across the top, Schminke right here, this second row. Then it's Winsor and Newton. Definitely the third row. The bottom row is mostly Winsor and Newton, but there starts to be, no, I think that's right for the most part. Then this is all Daniel Smith, which I need to do. Maybe I'll do a video on it, kind of revamp these. I've got running out of some, which I want to make little different decisions and how I have these separated and stuff. But for now, this little one is Daniel Smith with and then this one, like I said, a little bit Daniel Smith. Schminke, which is one of my favorites. Winsor, well, all three are my favorites. Schminke, Winsor and Newton, and Daniel Smith, I think. But that's what I've got off to the side. I think I'm going to be going with a mix of the, let's see, permanent carmine, a cad red, and then I've got cad red Winsor and Newton, but also I really like the Winsor. Oh, wait, that's right. This is Winsor red. That's the only Winsor Newton I think over here. I think this green actually though isn't Daniel Smith either. Other than that, Quinn Coral, Quinn Rose, Cobalt. So that's the rest is Daniel Smith. The Winsor red. So I think maybe Winsor red and the cad red light, and maybe a little bit of crumb, something like that, with most of the pepper. And then I'm thinking maybe a tiny bit of green gold, and this, that I think this is Van Gogh green. I forget. I've got to look. It could be Daniel Smith, but I like this green. It's like a real basic green. So a little bit of that with the lighter colors. I might go a little bit of green gold, and then with some of the darker, I might throw some sap and hookers in there, and or a little bit of the like ultramarine blue in there, but that's something. And also buff titanium with maybe a little bit of white, or maybe just buff titanium with a hint of yellow is what I'm thinking for the seeds. So that's what I've got off here to the side. So you know what I'm doing over here. Okay, so get some of these reds going. Okay, so we'll do red. So for these, so we've got some Windsor red right here. And then this little bottle is just water. So we'll do a little bit of water in that Windsor red, a little bit lighter to start off with. And then we'll get a little bit of this, was it the CAD? A little bit orangier and lighter right here. And then we'll start that off. I think I want to start off. It almost looks like right here on the top, it's a little bit like orangier, even orangier. So we might need to go with even a little bit of, I just put a little bit of orange to this side here, right here, and then we can start off that top, maybe that top, and into these seeds here is a little bit lighter, it looks like, so we can do a little bit almost not yellow or orange, you know. Uh-oh, getting silent on you guys again. I went ahead and did a little cadmium yellow in there because I didn't feel like it was right as I wanted it. Paper, interesting. I could really like it for sketching. It takes ink really well. It does okay with like various things. But I guess that sometimes that's a downfall of paper that does like okay with lots of stuff, is that it's not watercolor paper. So I don't know. I was wanting something where I could do a little bit of everything, and it's not like super expensive watercolor paper where they don't want to sketch in it or use different materials in it because I didn't want to waste it. But something that did kind of a better all-around job with a better all-around job with all of the materials, instead of like really good with one material, like watercolor or whatever, but it was good with better with stuff all the way around. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm trying to get better at painting and talking. But let that dry a little bit there. This one, I think, a little bit yellower here. Here, where those like inserts come, hold on, the seeds inside there, I think it's a little bit lighter, more yellow, orangey red. So spreading that because the whole inside is a little bit like that too. And we'll go in with, like darker around the rim. Like the other side. I mean, it's not bad with watercolor, but it's not like you put something down and then you put water and you want it to spread and it doesn't um blend like that well, like running across the page to blend in with other things. It's where it stays seated, if you will. Let's see. Okay, we'll let that stuff dry and we'll go back in with darker red. And then like really darker red around those seeds. Once this dries, we'll go do the seeds and then the other reds on it. But let's see, we'll start off with what I was gonna start off with, which is this yellowy, orangey part of the pepper, which you can see it. It's not I need to be careful because there's lots of highlights here, which I mean, I guess if I lose them, I can go back, but here. Getting silent again. Just I'm not used to blending paper like this. So it's very interesting. Water going on. Although I want to, it's still really light, but maybe like take some of it out for the highlights. But it is a lot darker here. Water down. Let's hope it blends a little bit better than what I'm remembering it does. Not like it is watered down too, so it's not going too heavy or as dark as it is right here. Gotta do water down that middle again because it seems like it evaporates really quick. I want to get it up with this yellow. It can blend a little bit. This orange at the top. It can blend a little bit more there too because it's like all right. A bit between dark back here. Nowhere near dark. Or red, or not so much darker, but redder. Lost a lot drawing right there. Right, this is coming along pretty fun. I'm being a little bit messy around the edges, unfortunately. more because I'm like trying to work quicker to get this to blend a little bit. Although this is coming out a lot better than like maybe it was just me with that dang house. Was that yesterday? Um, I was so aggravated. Um, okay. We can, I think Carmine's gonna be a little darker too. We can always go in with the wash of that. We'll let this dry and see where it's at. Go in with this a little bit up here. Here. Keep it tighter on the edges first. Should do a little bit more of the wash in there. So that it blends like it did down there. And then I can go in with the darker red after that blends on the good. Okay, so I'm writing this down. We can get some blending going on more winds red over here. And we'll do another little blend a little bit more. Let's see here. Maybe I got too much water going on now. Nothing seems to be wanting to do that. Now we've got this one. Stays wet a little bit. We'll do it darker on the outside. We get a little right there. And then we'll take a little crazy there. Okay. Take some middle here. And let's see. I need to get my other palettes out for right now. We'll just grab this guy. Let's see. This guy up. Okay, so we will start out with that middle of the road green that I was saying that I think is Van Gogh or Daniel Smith. I don't think it's Daniel Smith, but it's in the Daniel Smith palette next to the Windsor. I really think it's like Van Gogh or okay, so we'll put a little bit of water in with that. And we will do, actually, we got a little bit of yellow in the middle here. We'll do a little pass first of white, and then maybe I'll get some, really bad at putting my hand down on the thing, and then, paint everywhere. So this bottom part is a little bit darker, but I'm thinking if I go more on the edges, I can put some yellow down the middle. And hopefully it would blend up. Get some yellow. Let's see. Okay. Keep it light in here. We'll kind of just get, and then we'll go darker green at the bottom, like I was saying it was. It's a weird shriveled up little stemmy stem, but it's got like lines of color almost running through it. So, and we'll take one of their insta green, just a little bit darker, a little bit we'll go here a little bit more. A little bit into the red. I don't think it would be that bad. It would just be dark. Yeah, like it mixed there a little bit. And then we've got darker kind of going up the stem a little bit here and there. Where it dries too much, we'll put a little bit of that in there. Like do it towards the back here, more like shadow, even though it kind of goes. We'll let that dry a little bit. It's starting to turn into like a pepper situation here. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Okay, so now let's just get this out the middle, put it over there, which actually that's all really like that orangey. So that I think you guys can see that in there. Okay, so we are going to get some of the titanium. I think got a little bit of that. Ooh, maybe just a hair of this back in it. Yeah, and some of it maybe just needs to be a little bit more yellow. Well, I don't know. It just needs to be. Ooh, is that too yellow? No, because then we can go with highlights. I think if we need to top it out, maybe. Maybe. I like titanium. Sometimes I forget about it, but it comes in handy for a lot more than you'd think. Okay, so let's get some of these guys in here so that way once they start drying up, they can we can go around it with some of the dark red. Trying to kind of where I went over with red there, it's kind of like and I turned it to more of a shadow on it is what I was trying to do. Didn't know if it worked or not. I wonder if we should outline this with ink. I don't usually do that, but I've actually started this year to do that a little bit here and there. It's fun. On some things, I think. Oh, whoops, that is supposed to be a little bit more red, light, like orangey red, that piece right there. I think if I do right now, it will. It'll be interesting though to have it. That'll with the buff titanium there, and it'll actually keep it a lot lighter. So go in with the bulkier one closer to the edge here, because some of them are like pinkier, and then some of them are yellower. The seeds. That starts to switch over here to this kind a little bit on this one. And then if we want to, we can even go with like gouache at the end or whatever and lighten it up if we want to. I don't know that we'll need to because I don't think any of them are like white. Um, so it'll probably look more natural. We keep it more with the buff titanium with like a little bit of a tint, like I'm trying to do. Okay, so I think that's all the seeds in there. This one though has when I go with the darker red, I've got to remember there's some like highlights. You know how like light reflects off of the juicier part of the peppers. So I'll try to do that. This one's like deep in the caverns, so it's a lot darker. It doesn't really show that. Okay, so here I think we can go with another pass. It's so let's do some of this permanent carmine in here. Let's dump it on top of the we almost need a little bit of the green, I think, in there to give it actually we'll do a little bit of water on the little pepper so that it kind of doesn't just sit in one place. Try to keep it away from the white of the highlights. Um, and then, like, because the top is a little bit more, I think, just carmine, and this gets a lot of the darker. And so we'll try it this way first. And then we can go in with the carmine with a little bit of the green in it to darken that puppy up. Okay, so that it gets a lot darker. Okay, so now too much. No, I think that'll be okay. All right. So now, which we probably need to do a little bit more around here because it'll be better shadow, regardless of how dark it actually is or not there. What I'm thinking. Okay. We're gonna have to do another pass because it's with the water that's on the pepper. I think it's not gonna be as dark, but I think we're headed in the right direction. What do you guys think? Is there anything that you would do differently doing this pepper? I think we are headed in the right direction for this pepper. And I think it's also putting that green in there that's kind of darkening that up. It also is unifying the colors that we are using. A little bit of that dark in there. As that dries up a little bit, probably right here, we will probably need to go in again because I think it's a little too late. So I think with this green, we can do another pass with some of these. Like there's little indentations, I think, where it's folds and stuff. So we'll try to do that. And or whoops, maybe that's why it wasn't. The only thing about having all these colors so close together, sometimes you can easily grab the wrong color if you are not paying attention like you should be. So just darken it up. Some of these folds a little bit in here. And then, like, we've got some of the darker bits going on up here. Take it towards the sides as it turns around, like it's shadows a little bit, but it's like kind of mixed throughout. So it's like there's dark spots on it too. We will. This is looking a little crazy down here. Maybe we'll kind of wash it just a little bit, unify it a little bit more. And some of these places, looking a little too crazy. Okay. Now let's go in with this darker one again. It's not still wet, so we may have to like go around some edges or something if it's too, but I think that'll help us get to the dark that we need to get. Sometimes if you get, I think our brush is a little too wet to get, trying for a second to do like a dry brushing type thing, but it's still a little too wet. So just kind of swishy, so there's not so much of a hard line there. Swishy, I don't know. I'm making up words now. Like that's really highlighted right there. I don't know that it's that highlighted, but definitely want it to show that it's lighter there, which I think it is doing. I think we need, well, let's go in with this first up here. Try to keep some white spaces, and I don't know. Might have to do that. Yeah, definitely not dark enough. Kind of in the right family of red, but it's not anywhere near dark enough. Here. You guys know why having green, right? Because green is opposite of red on the clear wheel. So it's going to deepen it, desaturate it, you know what I mean? And darken. Little tip from me to you. Sometimes it seems weird when you look at the color wheel and you know what you're when you're first learning it to see what color with what does what, you know, when sometimes when you learn it in school it isn't exactly so we're going to try to keep the white ones here, but also leave some of the lighter red there too. Hopefully it'll kind of give us a little bit of a like, you see looking part of it. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna come across, but we're trying. Okay. Go around the pepper, getting the dark parts in, and then we'll do other little pepper, but I don't think we're doing too bad here. We've got some peppers making smiley faces. I don't know. What do you guys think? We're doing okay over here. Again, I think if we were using watercolor paper, it might be a little different. That's okay. This is good practice. And that's part of the reason why I want to be doing a little bit more of these challenges. It's making, me think about how I would do certain things, how certain things, some are wins and some are not. I think the next time I'm doing just a watercolor one, I think I will probably choose a little bit different paper. I don't know how I'll do it or what I'll do, but if it's only watercolor or whatever, next time I think I'm going to go about that part a little differently, because I think, I think it's still valuable. I think I really want to learn more with the blending and doing different things like that, which I think are a lot harder and challenging for how I would really be doing it if I was making a full-blown piece. And so I think the only way to do that is to work on at least more of a professional grade paper, whether it's on the arches or on something else. I don't know that if it's only watercolor, I should try it on this one again. But again, like for a regular sketchbook, if there's some watercolor in it, I think it's actually, oops, sticking my hand in red. I think it actually is not bad. Like, just probably being a little too picky. I think when you get used to using 100% cotton and stuff like that, it's hard thing to to get used to not using. That makes sense. Okay, so we'll let that dry up a little bit. We've got even more dark here. We could try covered up the little scar things there, but we could kind of do those. It almost looks like a little heart here on this one. There's something sort of like that, I think. And then still making a little bit more shadow in there. A little bit here where it's like really lightened up. We can hit it around the edges so it doesn't look too harsh, but kind of looks cool. It's a spicy pepper. Spicy pepper. Is there anybody else out doing the watercolor challenge? To be honest, I hadn't. Again, like I said, this is the first one that I've ever done, so maybe I'm not looking at it right or seeing right things, but I don't see too many things out there of it, instances of it. It's a little bit more of the Windsor red. They're just kind of throwing in there a little bit. Whoa, whoa, red hot, red hot. I felt like it was just getting, it was so dry and just looking a little blah. We definitely unblawed it. There's some serious red going on there. Not like it was looking a little maroon from the dark red that I put down there. This up a little bit. know it's darker. I don't know. Maybe I should stop now because I'm going crazy. Kind of looked like it needed to. A little bit more red. What do you guys think? Ooh, get into our highlights. I think we're looking pretty good for the pepper in there for spicy peppers on the fly. What do you guys think? I think it's good practice. I think we did some good blending. I'm obviously thinking they could be a little bit darker. Red there, they're really orangey, which they could be orange peppers, but I want them just to be a little bit more going on there. Because that, I don't know, that dark red that I've got in the back is so maroony now. I don't know if that I'm liking that all the way. I mean, that's how dark it is on the picture, but it's almost like it needs more red in it. Like it's too, like I put too much green in there and dulled it out. Like, let's see, we can get that a little bit more red in there. And I don't know if these are coming across like the like glistening part of it or not. But again, I'm trying not to be a perfectionist. I'm trying to do a lot more of these studies where I'm just going in, doing it, and then, learning from what's going on. That is certainly what we're doing here. Okay. So I think we're going to call it quits there. I think that I will probably try to bring you guys along with me, maybe on Mr. Turtle. Because we've got Mr. Turtle here, and then we've got the Tired Baby as well. So hopefully you guys were drawing along with me maybe, or following along and having fun learning a little bit, or I don't know, any comments or anything, suggestions on anything for next time, leave a comment below. And thank you for joining me with the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.